Hello and welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here today for what would have been our annual flag raising, but is today going to be just kind of a flag holding up ceremony. We're in the council chambers because of rain outside. I want to quickly introduce our town council. To my right, all the way to the right, is Lisbeth De Jesus, councilwoman at large. To her left in the orange is First Ward Councilwoman Sharon McAuliffe, covering Woodbridge proper and Seawarren. To her left is Debbie Meehan, Fifth Ward Councilwoman covering Colonia. And to her left in the purple is Corey Spiller, Third Ward Councilman covering Evanel and Port Reading. We just realized I have 12 or more different shirts, colored shirts with, Mayor Mack and the logo, and we blew it because we should have each worn a different color shirt tonight. That would have made a lot of sense. We could have had everybody here, and it could have really gone with the whole theme, but we didn't think of it. I'm going to sue it. I got to go to Woodbridge High School to do a scholarship, but I could have changed. But next time, remember, everybody gets assigned a different color, and we'll be, well, yeah, but the shirts. And I want to thank Kristen for this beautiful bracelet. Thank you very much. I'm going to give it back after we're done here. So we've done this 5 of the last 6 years. We started in 2019. Of course, we didn't do it during 2020. Not much happened during 2020 because of COVID, but this is our 5th year doing it. We're very happy to be able to have the flag raising ceremony and to just express our support for the community here in Woodbridge Township. One of our best employees, Anthony Wilkinson, is somebody we met, at least I met many years ago when he was a guest speaker at Colonia High School one day. He talked about being bullied because he was gay growing up in school, and I'm telling you, I've never seen ever in my life an entire gym full of over 1,000 kids where not one made a peep, not one said a thing, not one was looking at their phones, no one was talking to their next door neighbor. Anthony impressed the heck out of me that night. I was very moved by everything he said. And then later on we found he was involved in movie productions and play productions and things like that. He's an Emmy winner, 3-time Emmy winner for a daytime soap opera. I forget the name of which one, One Life to Live. So when we were thinking about putting up a theater in Avenel, which is Carol Orlick, who's my chief of staff right here, former councilwoman, she said, I got the perfect person to run a theater. I says, who do you know? She says, Anthony. And it made perfect sense, and he's been running that theater ever since. He's an amazing asset for the town of Woodbridge. We just put on an amazing Arts Express event with Carol's leadership and Anthony's leadership. Just so much going on here with the arts in Woodbridge Township because of these two people. So I'd now like to ask Anthony Wilkinson if he'd come up and say a few words.
Well, thank you everybody for being here. This is our 5th annual flag raising here in Woodbridge Township, and I remember the first one was quite a moment for all of us in our community because we got to see something very historic happening here in Woodbridge Township. And since then, we have now started to see other townships and other places all around the state starting to participate. We were just looking at some of the exciting things that are happening this month around the state, and I think because we have now set the tone and the bar for what is right, I think now a lot of other places are starting to do what we're doing, including Atlantic City, which I'm really proud to be raising the first flag this Saturday at the Hard Rock Casino. So this is really making a lot of strides. I mean, a lot of times, and especially now that we've been posting stuff, people will comment and they'll ask, I don't understand why the gays need a Pride Month. Why do we need to do this? And my answer is always, well, the fact that you have to ask that question is why we need to continue to educate people. Because if we continue to educate people, kids today will not get bullied and tackled the way I was. So I'm hoping that we can continue to make progress in our community and in other communities. And I want to thank Carol and the mayor and the council and everyone who supports this because it really is an epic, monumental time for us. So thank you.
Our next speaker is another one of my favorite people. Corey Manzini wanted to be a cop for a long, long time. And he was working for us as a reserve officer for many, many years in a uniform, driving a police car, but not as a cop, as a police reserve. And finally, I guess he got on the list and got the good score on the test and became a cop. This is the best police force in the state of New Jersey, folks. I say that sincerely. I talk about it all the time. We're reviewed by international national organization every 3 years. They think everything we do is terrific. Kari Manzini fulfilled his dream to become a Woodbridge cop. Always, always smiling. Anytime you see Kari, no matter what the story is, no matter what's going on, he's got a smile on his face. I got a special affinity for him because he graduated from Rutgers Newark as I did. But let me ask now Kari Manzini to come up and say a few words.
All right, good evening, everybody. Nice and comfortable in here, not a little dry, so that's good. But we'll still go out there and do something. I really want to just come up here and speak about some of the efforts that we've been allowed to do thanks to this amazing administration that, like Anthony just said, has provided for other communities to replicate what we've been doing here in Woodbridge Township for years. I think that this administration and also the police administration have been wonderful in empowering me to do the program that I'm about to speak about. When I think about this program, I think about folks like Tyler Clementi, who graduated or who didn't get a chance to graduate from Rutgers University here in the state of New Jersey. I think about Nex in Oklahoma, who was killed by classmates in a bathroom. I think about so many different members of our community who aren't here for this moment, and the reasoning behind that is this bigotry, this hatred that seems to just keep lingering. No matter how many flags are raised, no matter how many events we have around this state, we still are facing it. All you have to do is look up a Facebook, comment section, and you could see that what the hate is still prevalent. So to combat this, this police department, along with this administration and the police administration, have allowed me to start the Safe Place program here in Woodbridge Township. The Safe Place program basically is a program in which the police department partners with local organizations and businesses in order to provide a visual representation that this police department is supportive of everyone in our community. I think that's so important nowadays with everything going on, with legislation, anti-LGBTQ legislation going on, with the prevalence of hate going on, and Dave is going to speak to you. He's the president of the Bias Officers Association of New Jersey. Hate is on the rise, and as much as we come out here and we represent the LGBTQ community, it's not over. The fight is not over. And this police department wants to be representative of everyone inside of our community, regardless of who you love, what you look like. That is what we're here for. And so I was extremely proud to be a part of a program that this gentleman co-chairs, which is the New Jersey LGBTQ Law Enforcement Liaison Organization. We have over 100 officers from 70 different police departments in the state of New Jersey, and we work together not only to recruit and retain qualified LGBTQ law enforcement officers, but we go out there and we make sure that this community feels represented and affirmed in everyday actions in their lives. That's all I can say. I can say that this police administration appointed me, and she couldn't make it, but Officer Minsal in 2019 to be LGBTQ law enforcement liaisons. I'm joined by some here in the audience here, and I thank them for their continued support, along with the ability for us to enhance our program, the Safe Place program, with a organizational resource list that basically compiles a list of organizations that assist LGBTQ community members and everyone. The police department is committed to everyone, and this resource list assists the people in this community. Many of these organizations are represented by people here in the audience right now. And so I'm incredibly proud of the work that we've done in my position and in this position of NJ LGBTQ Law Enforcement Liaison. So that's all I really have to say. I'm going to end it there. It's not about me, but I'm really appreciative of Mayor and everyone else for having this event and continue to grow.
2 minutes on the actual Safe Place program, the rainbow stickers and what it means when somebody goes up.
Sure. So we have a little Woodbridge Police Department Safe Place decal that goes on the front window of our businesses, and most recently the guidance counselor office of our high schools, our township high schools, through a partnership with Woodbridge Township, Woodbridge School District. We were able to get these stickers installed into the guidance counselor's offices so that people see it, they recognize it's not only a deterrent for hate crimes, but it encourages the reporting of hate crimes, and also, like I said, reaffirms our mission statement, which is to protect all of our residents and make sure that they are affirmed in their everyday lives. So,
Thanks, pal.
thank you.
Next up, we have a guy I didn't really know 5 years ago until this all started, but Dave D'Amico is a member of the community and an advocate, and you heard Kari describe some of his credentials. I'm going to ask Dave now to come up and say a few words as somebody we work with all the time, somebody who's a leader, somebody we look up to, frankly, for help when it comes to our efforts with this whole program. So Dave, can you say a few words?
Yeah, Mayor, thank you very much, appreciate that. First of all, I think it's really important for me to say thank you to the mayor, to the town council, to the administration of Woodbridge, to the Woodbridge Police Department, the director, the entire chain of command of Woodbridge, because when we started this LGBTQ law enforcement program, we had 4 police officers in the entire state. And really quickly, the way this program started was I got a phone call sitting at the jail, where I'm the chief investigator, from a friend and the largest LGBTQ stakeholder organization in the state, Garden State Equality, Christian Fuscarino, who's here today, the executive director, and he said, Dave, we have a problem. Now, I've been a cop at that time for 30 years, now 34 in law enforcement. I'm a problem solver. That's what we do as police officers. You got a problem, let's solve it. So I said, come on up to the jail. And he took a ride up to the jail, and we sat down in the conference room, and we put our heads together. And he said to me, the LGBTQ community does not trust the police. And there's a lot of reasons why, and I could talk about them forever, but part of it is law enforcement. Part of it goes back to New York City and the 6th Precinct and rioting and raiding the Stonewall Inn. And so from that, it has built this reputation where the LGBTQ community doesn't trust law enforcement. And police can't do it by themselves. We need the eyes and ears of the community to assist us and partner with us. So we put this program together collectively and together, stakeholders in the community, law enforcement coming together to make a difference. And we were able to do it. We started with 4, and I'm very proud to say, because of the leadership of Woodbridge, the mayor, the council, and the police director, Kahari, you were one of the top of the list in seniority. And now we are up to 129. We went from 4 to 129, and we represent, I just counted today, because I was at the AG's office, 77 law enforcement agencies. So we are, and thank you. And that is a direct commitment, not to me. You know what that's a direct representation of? Folks like Kahari. Folks like the other liaisons that are in this room. I'm not a cop anymore. I'm an administrator. I'm a jail administrator. I sit behind a desk. I Monday morning quarterback the great work that these police officers and law enforcement professionals do out there. And they go out there every day with the mission to rebuild trust in the community. They go out there every day to recruit and retain qualified law enforcement professionals to join our ranks. They go out there every day and they are an ear, not only to the LGBTQ officers, but to our straight counterparts. And we go into every police academy and we train. We train, recruit police officers on how to interact and how to understand what it's like to walk a day in our LGBTQ community's feet. So with that, Mr. Mayor, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words, but I also thank you for inviting me every year to partner with you and to be here for the great things that Woodbridge is doing. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks very much. So in the back before this started, I met, he was talking to Anthony, I met Christian Fuscarino, and he saw this, he's in charge of Garden State Equality. He says, whoa, that's pretty serious. In charge of Garden State Equality, and he's here in Woodbridge. I said, you want to speak? He said, no, but I'm going to ask him to come up and speak, and if he doesn't, I got Kari Manzini, we'll take care of it. Please, it's an honor to have you here. I would love if you said a few words about your organization and things going on in the state.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. I was coming today in a supportive role. There's about 55 flag raisings I'm going to be attending over the next 30 days. And I say that I came today in a supportive role to really appreciate and show what an amazing job Officer Manzini does in reaching out to LGBTQ communities. He has the statewide LGBTQ organization executive director coming here, not to speak, but to sit in the audience. And somehow I got roped into speaking with unprepared remarks. So with that said, I will center my speech around Officer Manzini and the incredible work that he does. I will thank Woodbridge Police Department generally, because I come to this community often, and it's always a positive experience with law enforcement and the LGBTQ community. I thank Dave and Anthony for their leadership and partnership with Garden State Equality. And really, Mayor and Council, this is a moment that we can look to Woodbridge all across our state and know that this is one of the communities that that the LGBTQ community can feel comfortable in. Unfortunately, we see municipalities and school districts all over New Jersey mirroring the worst of what's taking place across our nation. And so we need sanctuaries like this where we drive past our city hall and there's a rainbow flag that will show the LGBTQ youth in this community that they are seen by those in leadership, that will show older adults in our community that, you know, no matter what, the mayor and city council stand with them. And so I thank you all for taking that step to make sure that this is an inclusive community. And the last thing I want to say is I just want to call Bab Sipperstein's name into the room. An incredible transgender trailblazer that inspired a nation to be more involved with politics regardless of your sexual orientation and gender identity. Much of Garden State Equality exists today because of Bab Sipperstein and her advocacy. So thank you all for keeping her name and vision alive.
You know, for a guy who wasn't prepared to speak, he did pretty well. I would now like to present a proclamation for LGBTQ plus Pride Awareness Month. In the last year or so, we've given this to Anthony Wilkinson. It's my great pleasure to present this now to Dave D'Amico as a representative of the community, a representative of law enforcement, and again, somebody we look up to here for help in everything we do. We always talk to Dave. I can't stop looking at that little guy. That little guy, he was born 5 days after my grandson. I want to grab him and pick him up and walk around with him. I mean, he's only 5 days off of my little guy. He was just here last weekend. Anyway, I'd like to present this proclamation to Dave D'Amico. You already spoke, but you're free to say anything more if you'd like, Dave.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I really had no idea that you were going to give me a proclamation. I think I'm very undeserving of this, but I thank you, and I accept it on behalf of Manzini and all the other LGBTQ liaisons that courageously step out of the closet, live their true, authentic lives, and are as proud to be LGBTQ as they are to put that badge on their chest and protect and serve the residents and the citizens and visitors of New Jersey. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, we have a reception going on at Curtin's Restaurant right after this. You're all invited. It's over in Avenel. You're right across the street from the Woodbridge train station here. You'll be right next to the Avenel train station when you go there. It kicks off as soon as we're done here. And there's also LGBTQ plus karaoke. I'm not quite sure what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. But I'll be there to check it out. So thank you. Now let's keep anybody who would like to come up that would normally be out for the flag. Oh, time out.
Change your plan.
Oh. Oh, we're doing it outside. All right, we're doing it outside. All right.